Why are you beautiful, amazing being, attaching so much to outcomes and to a certain person? This is my question today. Okay, we need to have a quick check-in with yourself and see what is going on for you to be so caught up and so attached to somebody who doesn't even want you that much. Okay, we need to stop attaching so much to certain people. And I'm going to tell you exactly how and exactly what you're going to do with that attachment and that really uncomfortable feeling that you feel like your life depends on someone else. We need to get out. We need to get out of that feeling, okay? And trust me, the reason why I'm talking about this is because I have been there. I've seen my friends be there. I've seen every single woman under this earth, on this earth, under the sun, be there. And I don't like it. I don't like to see it. I don't like to experience it. I haven't experienced it in a long time, and I don't want to see you do it. Why? Because it takes away all of your precious energy into what you should be putting it into from like no, we don't want to be so caught up on this person that you're so mad about, and you feel like if they don't text back, your world, your day is ruined. Your your everything is ruined. Your work is ruined because all you're doing is thinking about this person because you're so attached. Let's get rid of it, okay? First of all, okay, why on earth do we want to spend so much time on one person, on thinking about one person? We don't want to. Do you want to stop doing this? Are you ready to finally stop doing it and take control of your life and manage your own thoughts and your patterns and stop being so obsessed with people? Do you want to? Because that's your decision to make right now today. Okay? I'm going to take it back a notch, go a little bit softer because, okay, ground. Take it back a notch. Firstly, because I'm actually getting ready, okay, as always, um, because I have somewhere to be. But okay, let's start with the obvious. Okay, the reason why we don't want to get so hooked on the one person is because your precious, delicious, juicy energy does not need to be hooked. Okay, hooked, caught up, obsessed with one person. Why? Because, first of all, you don't have time for that. Okay, and also your energy should not be focused on one person. And if it's going to be focused on one person, it better be yourself. Okay, because that's who's important here. Because if you're not prioritizing yourself and putting yourself first, then we have an issue. We have a massive issue. So the obvious thing is to take away, okay, as if it's like you're cutting something. It's like you're cutting an obsession, you're cutting an addiction. It's as if you are quitting cigarettes. You're going to cut it loose. You're going to stop checking his account. Whatever it is that you're doing, you're going to stop checking your phone to see if he's texted back. When you catch yourself thinking about him, you're going to stop yourself. You're going to do something different. We want to train the brain that it's allowed, it's safe to think about other things and to prioritize other things. So maybe it is that every time that you think if he's texted back or you're worried if he's doing something else or whatever, you do something for yourself. You prioritize yourself in some form of way. Okay, maybe you decide that you do some affirmations at that point. Maybe you decide that you actually spend time on the project that you said you would. Maybe you go do a workout, something like this. We need to retrain the brain that that thing is not so important and you are. Okay, project me, project you, project yourself. That is the project that is on the table, not him. And also, it's just the attachment. It's just the the attachment to outcomes. Because if he behaves like this and if he behaves like that, you're in a good or a bad mood. Why are you allowing that cord to hold so tightly, to be so fucking strong? This person does not get to decide if you're going to have a good or bad day or bad morning just because he doesn't text good morning or he doesn't text first. What are we, 12? Like, let's stop this pattern. You have control over your life, you have control over your energy and what makes you happy. So now make a list of the things that make you happy. Okay, we can start that. This is a very simple process because now you're going to start your own little life. Okay, instead of like thinking that this person can like suddenly make you happy and put you in a good or bad mood. This person does not, I don't care if he's your boyfriend situation, I don't know, someone you fancy, whatever, like I don't care who it is. It could be your husband. It could be, I don't know, the prime minister. It could be, I don't give a shit who it is. You're going to take this person off the pedestal. Why? Because you need to look after yourself, miss. That's why. Right? So how do we do that? Put the focus back on yourself. Go back to the drawing board. What makes you happy? What makes your days fulfilled? What makes your mornings precious? What is it that makes you feel juicy? What is it that makes you feel looked after? Write it down. Write a list. I also made a thing, like a list of like what makes me happy. Okay, like this was a long time ago, and it was a nice reminder of like, oh, look, like has nothing to do with another person. That's great. Obviously, seeing my friends makes me super happy. Like this morning was like blissful because I was with one of the girls, da la 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 la. Okay. That doesn't mean you put your happiness in somebody else's hands and you put your heart in somebody else's hands as if it was going out of style. Stop doing that. It's not good for you. It's unhealthy. It's very toxic, actually. Nobody should ever have control of your heart space, of your heart chakra, of your throat chakra, your soul, anything. They should not, because that's not natural. It's unhealthy love. It's what we listen to in music. It's what we watch in movies. We watched Disney movies growing up. Of course, it's not your fault that you believe all of this and you're programmed like this, but we need to stop it. What's going on with my hair? We don't know because it always does what it wants. And I let it be free. It's okay. So what is it that you're going to do to actually change your life from now on instead of hanging on like in a piece of thread as if he can control all of you? You're not a puppet, babe. You're not a puppet. You're like, dude, you're so much more than that. Like, you have the power to literally decide what your day-to-day gets to be like, right? So what are we going to do with that? What are we going to do with that information? We're going to actually change it. We're going to reprogram that little brain because you're a smart girl. You're a smart woman. So stop doing silly things for someone. That's silly behavior. That is what I watched my mother do growing up. Just basically whatever the man wants to do. If he's sad, I'm sad. No, 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 no. We don't want that. That's bullshit. Okay? You get to dictate what your emotions are. What are your emotions? Nothing to do with his. When you think of prioritizing him, obviously depending on the situation, if you're married and the man is sick and he actually loves you and you love him, it's a very different story, but I'm talking about a certain different situations and you know what I'm talking about. If you think of prioritizing him and you give away what it is that you want, your heart's desires, and you start to think, I want to move countries for him because of this, blah, blah, blah. Wrong. Stop bullshitting yourself and stop putting yourself second. Jesus Christ, what are we doing? It's 2025. Please sort it out. You deserve a lot better than putting someone else first. Okay, especially if they're certainly not putting you first, because that is putting you in the masculine container. You are going into the masculine energy, which means that you're doing the chasing, you're doing the attaching. Suddenly you're too caught up in this circle that is putting you in the weak point, in the weak spot of you are losing your power, you are losing everything that you are for a man, and for what? To ruin your life? To ruin another year? We're not doing that. Not doing that anymore, okay? So I've watched too many women's lives ruined, and for what? For nothing, because then there had to be a lot of resetting, a lot of therapy to recover, and I'm not watching you do the same. And if that's already happened to you, then you're in the right place, my love. You're in the right container. I'll tell you this. So what are we going to do to not fall back into that? We're going to detach. Okay, what does detaching look like? It looks like always having your needs met, having your desires in place, knowing exactly what it is that you want. If you don't know it, know it. Get to know it. Get to understand what it is that you want and what it is that you need. Because if you don't know it, nobody else will, and nobody else can meet those desires. If a man meets you now, you're going to be like, what do you want in life? And you're going to be like, I don't know. Wrong. You gotta know. You gotta get to know. Journal, meditate. I don't know. Talk to someone. Talk to the wall if you want to, talk to the mirror, but get to know yourself. Stand in your power, get to know your power, get to know your creativity. What are you good at? What is your dharma? What are your hobbies? Get interested in things. Don't just get interested in him. That is sad. That is what puts you in the weak spot. We don't want to be in the weak spot. That's what takes away your power. So what is it that makes you you, and what is it that you love doing? What are you passionate about? What are you interested in? What makes you super strong? What, I know you're already strong, so what makes you super strong? What makes you feel strong, not what makes you. More like, what makes me feel super strong? If it's lifting weights, go do that. If it's doing yoga, go do that. If you want to dance in heels, do that. Do things that make you feel that power in yourself, and don't put a man on the pedestal that doesn't even like you that much. You're making a mistake. Stop making the same mistake over and over again. You're attaching to people who are not even bothered by your presence, which is sad. So that leads me to the next point, which is basically how to actually attract people that you like, which will be in the next one. Doo-doo-doo. I'm excited because this is going to be a really juicy one. So this is what it is for today. Stay tuned until the next one. Please subscribe if you want to hear more, because we are in. We are in. This year is on a roll. I am in the mood to change women's lives, and it is not stopping. Okay. I will see you soon. Thank you for being here. Love you lots.